This photo just, wow, really good. So 2 days ago, I got to go down to Death Valley and cover the Ole Miss LSU game, and now we're just gonna go through all the photos, break them down, how I edit them, and yes, show you what I do. All right, so first we got this picture of Trey Harris. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna square crop it to start us off. I did want to get this guy in, but there's no real way to proportionally do it. So I'm really just gonna get that hand out and make it as undistracting as possible. This was with a 300mm f2.8. I'm gonna scroll through my presets. I really like my color pop here. The first thing I want to do is sort of fix the red. It's a little bit too orangey. So what I can do is go down to my point color and go right here and pick it. And then I can just slightly move that over to the reds. And that's not bad. I might desaturate it just a little bit. What I'm gonna do next is make the helmet a little bit more blue instead of purple. So what I'm gonna do is go over to here, go to objects, and then I'm just gonna select it with a brush. And then all I'm going to do is right click, intersect mask with color range. And then all I have to do really is just slide my color adjustment. And there we go. It's a little bit more bluer. It's a bit more true to Ole Miss's blue. And then all I'm gonna do finally is do the same thing with the background. So I'm going to click select background. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, right click, intersect mask with color range, select the purple, and I'm just gonna make it a bit richer of a purple. And there we go. That's the first photo. Really like how that turned out. Super solid. So this is a really cool photo that I have not explained how I've done. This is all done in camera, and it's called a double exposure, where you get one photo and another photo and you combine them together in camera, and it creates this cool effect that you can do. You can play around with it and get some pretty cool stuff with it. So what you do is you set your base image, which was Welcome to Death Valley, and then the second image, which is the DB looking at it, and you put them together and you get something like this. This is done is you have to have a mirrorless camera on Canon, and there's a section for it. I'll drop a tutorial on how to do that. But this is a double exposure. Let me quickly reset it just so I can show you the color grading process. So as you can see, these stripes were originally green. So I just went here, got my object selector, drew a line across the green stripe, and then I just brought the highlights down on it, and then I adjusted it to a purple. And then I did the exact same for the bottom line. And there we go. That makes it a whole lot less distracting. And then all you have to do from there is my orange and blueberries, and that photo looks great. Love how that turned out. So this one I had a pretty cool idea with. While it is good base photo just as is, I wanted to try something unique where I got it to where it's just the top of their heads. So let me crop it in a little bit more and crop up. And there we go. That's really cool already. I could put a color filter, or I could put one of my presets on, and it looks pretty cool, but I want to try something really unique with the black and white here. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to up the shadows on Walter Nolan. And there we go. You have something really unique. Like, don't get me wrong, the base photo is really cool. It's something just new that people might not have seen before, and it brings a different story to it. It shows the Walter Nolan trying to get to the ball, LSU's quarterback barely getting it over in time, the blocker. Like, there's just so much more to this photo than just a base normal photo would be, if that makes sense. All right, now time for one of my favorite photos. The second I took this picture, I knew it was going to be a good photo. They had a light show going on, and they turned off half of the lights, so one light was just beaming down right here on their Lacey, LSU's wide receiver. So we're going to go through. I really want to emphasize that backlight, so I'm going to throw on the color pop. By the way, all of these presets are available. Just go to my Instagram, DM me, and I can sell these presets to you. So I really love how it's just separating just the jersey number into the back, but I also want a lot of these lights to pop. So what I'm going to do is go here and select background. I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to subtract the subject just so it doesn't accidentally clip anything that might be lacy. And now all I'm going to do is turn the highlights all the way up and turn the contrast down. So now I've really got the blues popping, but what I want to do is make them a little more purplish. So I'm going to change my temperature, and I'm just going to change the hue right here. There we go. Now we've got a really cool image. Really love this. This is something really unique, and this will definitely go in my portfolio. And finally, I'm going to end it off, unfortunately, with probably the most iconic photo I took, which was the game winner of this in overtime. This was a phenomenal game. I mean, you can tell Death Valley was packed. We're just going to go square crop here. You can see the emotion of everyone on the sidelines. You can see just the emotions of every single person. Just a huge moment. Ole Miss DB just on the ground. It's very unfortunate. Let's see what we can do with this. Color pop already looks great. Make it a little more white so the yellow's not popping as much. And as much as I hate to admit it, this is a really cool photo. Really unfortunate moment for Ole Miss fans, but it was a very historic photo for sure, and just a phenomenal event. So that was everything from Death Valley. I had a really great time. I cannot wait to go back. And yeah, that's all I got for this week. See y'all.